Now, here are 30 things I've learned over the course of my life. Well, 30 years of my life. And I hope you can implement these now before it's too late. Starting with number 1, say no more often without feeling guilty. Over the course of my life, I always felt like I always have to say yes to a lot of plans, or yes to people asking me to hang out with them, or to come out for get-togethers, or yes for this or yes for that, and just saying yes to everyone. Even though deep down I just had the urge to say no. I feel like over the years I would just say yes so I could please people and not hurt their feelings in a way. Just say no more often, even if that means disappointing the other person. Learn to say no and stop trying to please everyone by saying yes. And that brings me to number 2. Being a black sheep of the family is actually great, because you stand out from the boring ones who try to fit in like everyone else. Growing up, I always felt like I was a black sheep. I just never seemed to fit in with other relatives and other family members. I was always just kind of secluded, and I was always just kind of in my own little bubble at get-togethers. I just always felt like I was being talked about for some reason, or just that feeling of nobody really liked me or didn't have that sense of belonging or feeling welcomed. You just kind of have that feeling and you choose not to be around it because of your gut instinct. Do me a favor and just try to stand out. Don't be like everybody else. It's not worth it. You're your own person at the end of the day. Nobody can take that away from you, honestly. Number 3, not everyone will match your energy. And don't change yourself for them. If you're naturally a bubbly person or love to crack jokes and be the life of the party, that's you being you. But not everybody can be you. Maybe the other person around you doesn't have those traits, or they're complete opposite. But that's okay. That's them. And you're you. Everybody's different. So don't hold that against the other person. And like I said, don't try to change yourself for your friends, for your family, for your spouse. You're your own person at the end of the day. Number 4, the least expected people will actually support and encourage you more than the people you thought would support and encourage you. Sometimes strangers and new people you meet are the biggest fans and supporters of you than your own family or friends. If ever you're in that situation where you feel like you're not supported, don't force yourself to bring that energy around them. Support yourself first. Be your own encouragement. You don't need anybody else to guide your life and support you and tell you how to live your life. You're your own support system. Number 5, you are worth more than your hourly wage. Sure, you could be making $75,000 a year or $140,000 a year or $27 an hour or minimum wage. Don't let a wage tie you down and make you believe that you're only capable of a salary or an hourly wage. You're still more than an hourly wage. You have personal skills, you have talents, you have hobbies that you could also do on the side of your full-time or your part-time job. You're not capped at a job. Sure, you can clock in and clock out, but who you are as a person outside of work is still very important. Maybe start a side hustle. Maybe try to find ways to make money with your current talents or your skills or your hobbies. Don't ever think you're limited to clocking in or clocking out at a job. Number 6, house won't make you happy, but a home will. What do I mean by that? Well, you don't need a house to make you happy. You need a happy home to make you happy. Sometimes the loneliest, unfulfilled, unhappiest people live in the biggest, fanciest homes you could ever imagine, with a lot of empty space, no kids, not many get-togethers. Whereas if you take a smaller house or an apartment, for example, sure, size-wise it might be a little bit smaller, but every space is filled. Sometimes to the point where it's so filled or you don't even have the extra room. You see where I'm trying to get at? Your surroundings, the people that live with you, the less material objects that you possess in that home, the kids running around, the cozy get-togethers. See, these are all things that make a home a happy space. Sure, you could have the nicest house on the block, but in the end, if you're not happy in it, or your family's not happy in it, or you don't have people to enjoy it with, then what's the point? 7, never laugh at the homeless. Because in the flick of a switch, any one of us could be in their position. We could be in their shoes. Homeless people are people too, at the end of the day. You don't know what brought them or led them up to the situation that they're in. Who are you to judge a homeless person? especially in this day and age. You don't know. It could be you, could be your neighbor, could be a relative, could be your best friend, could be a parent, could be a grandparent. Always be grateful for everything that you have because you never know if you could be in this situation they're in. You never know what could happen to yourself or a loved one. Number 8, a simple smile, hello, or 2-minute conversation with a stranger, complete stranger, could really brighten up their day and change their mood for the rest of their day. I drive public transit as a full-time job, so I meet a lot of strangers from the public, and I think I'm just naturally a talkative person. I like to get to know people, hear their story, which, by the way, you can check out a lot of my street interviews on this channel, where I dive into deep conversation with strangers and just find out a little bit more about them and asking them genuine lifestyle questions and just try to engage and have those genuine conversations with people and ask them deep life questions that we normally wouldn't talk about on a daily basis. I think it's really important for our society to connect with each other. I think it's great to have other human beings open up and share advice and wisdom and regrets, mistakes that they think they've had, and can pass it on to viewers like you. So hopefully you can learn from these strangers. I have noticed that when I approach somebody and they kind of seem off or in a little bit of a mood or just look sad or very introverted, I've noticed when I say a simple hello or give them a little smile or ask them, hey, how's your day going? Or how are you? It's like an instant mood change that I wasn't expecting. Sometimes we judge a little bit too much and we think somebody's very quiet or upset at us, or we think they don't want to talk to us or say hi, but sometimes it takes a little bit of opening up, or opening somebody else up, I should say, to really get a conversation going. 9, take pride in every single job that you do. You could be a dishwasher, a janitor, stocking shelves at the grocery store, pushing carts at the grocery store. I say to take pride in every job you do because it teaches you to become a better version of yourself. When I was 16, I started my first job at A&W as a dishwasher. I was like the happiest 16-year-old ever, washing dishes in the kitchen. Eventually, they trained me into making the food. But at that age, I was just so thankful to even have a job in the first place, especially after months of trying and months of applying to different jobs. I was so thankful they gave me that opportunity to work there and work for that company. I'm thankful for my boss at the time as well for giving me that job. And not only that, it just taught me to level myself up. I went from washing dishes to flipping burgers to frying the fries to cooking the chicken to making the buns, putting a little ketchup on there, mustard, onions, tomato, lettuce. And eventually they trained me into working the cash, taking orders, taking money from the customers, handing out customer orders. It took time, but I learned all these basic skills, which led me into the real world. As time went on, I really proved myself doing dishes, taking orders, making the food, taking out the garbage, to the point where they eventually promoted me into a team leader position and then a supervisor position within the same year. And then the next year, I became an assistant manager. All that within the span of about 5 years. I learned an insane amount of different micro skills: customer service, cash handling, being social, being independent, working with a team, feeling like I owned the business when I didn't own the business. I was just an assistant manager, but I felt like my own boss because I took so much pride in that job, especially as a 20-year-old at the time. Needless to say, taking pride in every job that you do will eventually lead you into so many different opportunities and open all these doors that you never thought you'd see coming. My first job has given me a lot, and I'm extremely grateful for that. Number 10, people who gossip to you will soon be gossiping about you. Guys, every time somebody's gossiping to you about someone else, just honestly, just close your ears or just let it in one ear and out the other. It's not worth it. If they have the guts to gossip about somebody else, they'll have the guts to gossip about you when you're not in the room. Just close your ears and move on, or pretend like you didn't hear anything. It's not worth it. Number 11, some of your own relatives and your friends will be envious of you. Sure, they might smile in your face, or they might talk about the latest hobbies or business that you just started up. But some of them might not even support you at the end of the day or really give you that encouragement. Be careful who you share your business with. Try not to overshare every little detail. I know it can be exciting to share the news about a new business that you started or a new hobby or maybe the announcement of a baby. But sometimes it's okay to keep hush about things until the time is right. Number 12, people will come and go into your life. Get used to it. I've known people from 5, 10, 15, even close to 20 years that I don't even talk to. It's okay to let go of those people. Everybody's busy with their own lives. Sometimes you might have even had a really close relationship or a bond with certain people, and even after a certain amount of time, you guys just disconnect and drift away. That's okay. Number 13, the right partner will go through life with you during your lowest and highest times. It's crazy to think that me and my wife have been together for close to 10 years. And in that time frame, we've gone through a lot of ups and downs, but we've managed to stick through them all, regardless of what's come our way. A lot of people might only see the benefits of a relationship, but honestly, when shit hits the fan, you know you've found the right partner when they stick through it all with you. 14, having kids is stressful, but worth it. They will be so proud to continue your legacy. Of course, with that being said, I mean, as long as you're a decent human being and you put a lot of good into this world and bring value into people's lives, I don't see why your kids wouldn't want to be a part of your legacy and continue that legacy. We need to be role models and set great examples for the future generation. Kids will always need us and need a helping hand while teaching them and guiding them through the world, especially in a fast-paced world we're living in that's constantly changing. But as long as we're there to set a great example for them and teach them right from wrong and be their support system, we can honestly make a great future generation. All right, guys, we're about halfway through the 30 life lessons and tips. If you're enjoying it so far, make sure to hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and leave me a comment down below, and I'll make sure to get back to you as soon as possible. Always appreciate good feedback. With that being said, we'll dive into number 15. Continue learning new skills and improving on yourself. Honestly, guys, you're never too late to educate yourself and learn new valuable skills. As I said before, the world is constantly changing and evolving, and we need to keep up to date with current trends, adapt to new skills, especially since school doesn't really teach you how to survive in the real world. Whether you're 25 or 65, it's never too late. In the end, it really benefits you, and you don't want to risk falling behind. And that leads me into number 16. You can be 25 and retired, or 65 and still figuring life out. Don't make society let you fall into the trap of, I have to reach a certain milestone at a certain age. Honestly, it's all bullshit. Everyone has their own path and goes at their own pace. Keep in mind that it's okay to fall flat in your face, and it's okay to start over no matter what age you're at. 17. Be a little bit more selfish. It's okay to set boundaries. Being selfless is an amazing trait to have, but sometimes it's okay to take a little step back and say, hey, I need some me time, or I need some downtime. It's okay to say no to the family barbecue or the Friday night party that your friend is inviting you to, or going out for a drink with a buddy of yours. It's okay to have a little me time. 18. Choose your spouse and kids over anyone else. If you have a partner or you have kids and you're married and all living together under the same roof, you're winning. Your family would and should choose you over anyone else, and you need to be doing the same. Those are your people, and those are the ones who are going to be there for you from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed. And obviously down the road when kids make the decision to move out, it's going to be tough. But as long as you form that bond with them and have that close relationship and that close connection, they'll be coming back to you. They'll want to spend time with you. They'll want to make time for you. They'll want to be present. And that leads me up to number 19. Cut people from your life who try to break you apart from your family immediately. Sometimes you need to be aware of your surroundings, like friends, coworkers, family members, relatives. You just never know who could be rooting for your family to break apart and to fail, especially if they come from a broken family themselves or wish to have a bonded family of their own. Stay away from anyone who has bad energy and might not have great intentions for your family, and remove those people out of your life fast. Number 20, you would be surprised how many people around you are unhappy or miserable with their own lives. Do not stoop to that level because of them. If other people are unhappy or miserable with their own lives, that's a them problem, not a you problem. You can choose to get out of that mindset. They can choose to get out of that mindset and fix their perspective on life and find ways to be happy and show gratitude. As long as I wake up and I'm breathing, I'm winning. I've already won. Number 21, you can try your absolute best to plan your life, but things can still go wrong. Sometimes going with the natural flow of life is the best. Number 22, parents want the absolute best for their children. And a lot of the times, parents want to do everything they can for their kids. But the problem is, kids can't be creative and free when their hands are held through everything in life. As a parent myself, I definitely stress myself out and want the best for my kids. And I want to do everything I can for them. But at the same time, I want them to be independent and to learn how to get through tough situations on their own, especially in the real world. But when kids have an open mind, they can do anything they want. They can achieve anything they want. And they can become better versions of themselves as they grow up and transition into a teenager to an adult. As a parent, we have to remember we can't always control our kids' lives. 23, a CEO is no better than a janitor. They both bleed the same and they both end up in the same ground sooner or later. No matter what someone's occupation is, we need to show respect. We need to put job titles aside and just treat everyone as a human being and treat them with respect, no matter what your occupation is. 24, remove yourself from people who complain about everything. Now, I'm sure as kids, we'd always complain about a lot of things, like maybe a birthday cake that we didn't enjoy, or a Christmas gift that we didn't want, or the food that we had for dinner that we just didn't enjoy. But growing up, you hopefully start realizing that you should show gratitude towards everything that you have. Just be thankful for every single thing that you have. Your material possessions, the job that you do, the weather that we're having today, the money that you make. We have to always remember that there's always going to be somebody that has it 10 times worse and would love to be in your position. Number 25, disown anyone that makes you feel like shit about yourself. Even if it's your mother, your father, sibling, or grandparents, your life is too valuable for toxic people. You need to do what's best for your life, and you need to surround yourself with people who lighten you up and push you to be better and give you that encouragement and that drive and that sense of belonging. Do yourself a favor and reevaluate your circle. 26. Life's too short to be unhappy. Honestly, guys, growing up, I feel like I'm starting to measure the time in decades now rather than years. And as the decades go by, I start realizing that these are just different phases of life that we go through. And each of these decades are a lot of happy times that were lived and can only be cherished through memories. So make every second, every minute, every hour, every day, week, month, year, so on and so on. Just make it count. 27. Alcohol has no return value. Guys, look, you can enjoy your life without alcohol. You can enjoy the party without alcohol. Drinking has no real benefit. Yeah, it's good for social life and having a couple of beers with some friends, but how does it really make you feel at the end of the day? What are you really gaining out of drinking alcohol? How are you benefiting from it? 28. The world owes you nothing. We got to find a way to earn it. We can sit here and complain about why everything's so unfair, the world is unfair, the government is unfair, our job is unfair, but nobody owes us anything. If you're really unhappy with your situation, you can find a way. You can become better. Your lifestyle can change as long as you're willing to change your mindset. 29. Everyone struggles. We might see somebody on social media that might be flaunting and we think they're living their best life, but maybe deep down they're lacking something. But at the same time, there are a lot of genuine social media posts. People are just sharing happy moments, and maybe their happy moment was inspired by something they struggled with in the past. We can't be judging. Who are we to be the judge of someone else's life? We don't know what somebody's struggling with mentally, internally, externally, struggling with at home, at school, at work. Everybody's got their own battle. Just be kind to one another and never assume somebody's situation. And last but not least, 30. If you're alive and breathing, just be grateful. You're already ahead in life. You're winning. You have the power to do anything. You can make a change in yourself. You can make a change in the world. It's never too late to become a better version of yourself. And there you have it. 30 things I've learned over the course of my 30 years of life. I really appreciate you taking the time to follow along with me on these 30 steps, 30 tips. I'm extremely grateful for my life and what it's given me. I really hope you can implement 1, 2, or even 30 of these tips into your life for an even healthier and happier mindset. Once again, if you've found a lot of value in this, don't forget to share it, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and comment down below. And if you got value out of this video, check out the street interview playlist somewhere around here.